All right, I just wanted to show you guys a method for flow testing or just testing injectors in general. So I've got this little setup here. I have a parts Xterra that I pulled a fuel rail from, and two sets of injectors. I've got four that were bad, either one not working at all or too high or too low of a flow. But you can make your own setup like this. You'll probably have to pull your own fuel rail out. Luckily I got to leave mine in the car because I had a parts car. But so here we have a fuel rail. It's been completely cleaned out, and we have our feed line that I've cut from the parts car. It's this hard line right here, and I've adapted it to have a fuel filter, and it goes straight to a fuel pump. And just any generic fuel pump will work. And then we have the return line going in there as well, and then we have brake clean. Now brake clean's not a super good thing to use unless you have extra sets of seals, because it'll destroy the seals. But anyway, I've got all the injectors in here, and you can just hook up one or however many at a time you have. If you have a tester that does more than one, like I do, you can do a few. But how you'll set them up is obviously to power your fuel pump. And then once the fuel pump is powered, you can set which setting you want on here. I like mine on continuous, and then I'll set a timer. So I'll get ready and I'll set a 30-second timer, and I'll pulse the injectors for 30 seconds. So there you can see the injector is firing. And then after that, we will collect however much comes out in 30 seconds into a container. You can use a beaker or a graduated cylinder. If your thing that you're collecting in doesn't have good measurements, you could always pour it into something else, like a more accurate measure like this. And that's going to be for flow testing or for matching the injector. So I've matched two sets of injectors to between 32 and 35 PSI. I had one that was in the 40s and a couple that were in the 20s, but now we have a completely matched set. Now you can also do this if you just want to clean your injectors. So you could just sit here and run whatever cleaner you choose through the injectors until you're satisfied. So yep, now this is kind of a messy, crazy looking video, but this is a way that you can test and flow test your own injectors at home, just with pretty basic stuff that you may or may not have lying around. You can build this whole setup here for less than 50 bucks with a fuel filter, line, and a pump. So I'll put a link in the description to this guy right here and to a pump that I would use. But if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Thanks for watching.